Welcome to Buzzbait, your wave of something new. This is Megan, and I am here with Collin and Morgan. I got to do an intro because Lara's not here. She ditched us, she left, she quit. She's never going back. Definitely, for sure, definitely not next week coming back. Morgan's looking at me a little concerned here. She didn't know that she was being brought onto the cast full time. This is her thing now. She gets the podcast. Woo! Fun. Well, as our guest, Morgan got to pick the topic. More like we didn't have one and said, Morgan, please tell us what we were going to talk about. So, Morgan, what are we going to talk about?
Talking about my new hyperfixation thanks to the marketing that is TikTok and other streamers. We're talking about the new dating sim that released during Pride Month. They knew what's up. Called Date Everything, in which you, the main character, are gifted a pair of spectacles that allow you to bring objects throughout your house to life. They are personified. The game has a whopping 100 different dateable objects, and every single one of them is voice acted.
That's
And
fantastic.
the game's called Date Everything, and they put in the work to truly make it dating everything. The first dateable that you meet is the glasses themselves. Then you go to
Isn't that
meet.
kind of awkward though? You're using the glasses to like date other
Yeah,
things.
there's a
Like
lot. There's a lot of implications in here. You meet the door.
the door.
Second, yep, the door. He's like a burlish bouncer type character. Um, and then you meet your bed. Your bed tells you that she
That's what I
hopes
was
that
gonna.
you're bringing people back to her soon.
That's a fun implication.
It is. It really is. Also, the bed is voiced by the amazing Ashley Johnson from Critical Role and others.
And others.
And others.
um,
Forgive me, I don't have
but
the whole thing memorized.
I know she was in The
IMDb, yeah.
Last of Us.
Very cool.
Yes, of course. Otherwise, this game has an absolutely stacked cast. We've got Adam MacArthur, who I recognize as the voice of Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen. We've got Anjali Bhimani, also from Critical Role. Ashley Johnson, as aforementioned. Brennan Lee Mulligan. Matt Mercer. Quite a few notable names here.
That's fantastic. I mean, 100 voice actors coming in to do this, and you know, I think it's funny though that the glasses are what like they're like, oh, you could date me, but also like I'm gonna help you get with other people, and then your bed immediately is also like, bring somebody else.
Yeah, it it doesn't just stop at like mild innuendos though. You in one interactive cutscene, I guess, you can have a conversation with your bed and choose to tell her about a dream that you had last night. And the dream ends with your character straight up telling the bed about how you were dreaming about giving the villain in the dream head.
Okay.
You, all the way immediately.
So I got a question. Do the
Shoot.
glasses actually do anything, or is somebody stuck at home horny as fuck and they're just like, I could fuck this household item? Wait a minute. Well, what if I fucked this household item?
All right.
But wait a minute. What if I fuck that household item?
Scrolling through the cast for this game, they hired the entire Critical Role team and like 5 people from Dimension 20.
Yep. Yeah, it is truly
And then I also
wild.
saw that they had Ashley Birch, which I always just love most of the things that I've heard her in. I haven't like watched everything that she's been involved in, but every time I hear her voice, I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah. For any Supernatural fans, Felicia Day
Yep, I saw her too.
lended her voice to this.
Yeah, this is an insane cast list for a game about fucking furniture.
I'm
Yeah.
currently rewatching Supernatural right now.
Ooh, always a good watch.
Is it?
Uh, up until like season, I don't even know,
Up
man.
until like season 7, it's a good watch, and then after that, it's like, okay, all right, guys, come on.
I
True, but
I'm watching it further than I've ever watched it before. I've never finished it because like I fall off right around the same time usually every time, so we're
mm,
finally breaking through that wall and I'm going to finish it for the first
good,
time.
because you've got to make it to the Scooby Doo episode.
Yeah, that one's great. There's some moments like later in the
A
seasons
banger.
where it's like there's good episodes, but like after season 7, it's kind of just like, okay, this arc is the same as last time, but you just picked a different
Yes,
person.
one of them has died, and one of
Yeah,
them puts himself in trouble to
right.
get the other one back for the
Yeah.
fifth time.
Or it's
Spoiler
like the
alert.
season arc is
Sorry,
just like,
spoilers.
hey, why? What if the brothers just didn't talk to each other anymore and they got mad at each other all the time?
Mhm.
Yep.
What if they were mad? What if literally Sam spent an entire season mad at Dean for keeping him alive, only to then try and sell his soul again to Crowley to bring Dean back?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. Like they just stopped Metatron and Dean is demonified because of the first blade in the Mark of Cain.
Yeah. Which,
Okay.
listen,
Never
Dean
gotten
and
this far
Dean,
before.
nice. Sorry.
No,
Not
you're
sorry.
fine. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Not at all sorry.
But this is the first time I've gotten this far. But I'm like, hold on. At the end of just like the last thing after defeating Metatron, when he thought that Dean was dead, he was straight up trying to summon Crowley to be like, let's make a deal, let's get him back. And I'm like, you literally just spent an entire season being like, I wouldn't keep you alive. I wouldn't do the same for you. I would just let you go. I already did let you go because I spent a year with that one bitch. That's
Yep.
fine. Like that. And then he's like a year just being super pissed at Dean and being a dickhead about it.
And immediately
And
contradicted
immediately was like,
all of it.
actually, all of what I said was bullshit. And in the moment, and then like he like hasn't mentioned it though. Like he didn't. There's been no aside of him being like, you know what,
Yeah.
Dean was right. Actually, in the
Yeah, they just kind
moment,
of
I probably
glaze
would have
over
fucked
that.
everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
And I wonder if at some point there's no way that he's gonna say and like admit like, yeah, I tried to summon Crowley. Crowley did tell Dean like, hey, he's trying to summon me right now to bring you back. He's literally trying to bring you back right now, but you're not
Snitch.
dead. Crowley was just sitting there and he's talking to, anyways, I'm like going on a tangent here about Supernatural.
We can bring it back to date everything because there is
Yeah,
one episode where the car gets personified in Supernatural.
really.
Well,
Not the one where
personified might be the wrong, but I think Cass gets trapped in the car.
does cat I know that
No,
Sam
it's
did for a
Sam.
minute.
It was Sam? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. The trickster was putting him through a bunch of shit, and so that's yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was thinking you meant like full on it had its own
Oh,
personality, and I
God.
was like, I'm pretty sure that would just be like a weird Dean dream, if anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. No. I was what? Because Sam made a weird comment about when Dean opened up the trunk, he's like, I don't like that. Don't do that.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah.
Uncomfy.
Okay, so yeah, let's circle right back to dating items. It's funny that you
Going
robbed the
back
bed,
around.
which of course makes sense because it's probably one of the first things that a person looks to or goes to, or definitely something that you would see if you're wearing the glasses. I feel like if you just
Mm.
put on glasses that make you, I was about to say make you want to fuck everything, but I
Yeah,
feel like that's just like you have to be like a natural state. It's not that the glasses make you want to do anything. It's just they make you hardcore hallucinate so that it seems more acceptable to fuck everything. Because I'm assuming that they turn humanoid when the glasses. That's the thing, right? They don't just talk; they kind of get
Yeah.
human-esque to
Yes.
make it more socially acceptable to fuck
No,
that
I fully
household
thought
item.
somebody was just like holding their blender, just like making smooches on it. I was like,
I
I was
mean,
like, the
listen,
premise
it
of this
just
game
talks to
is
you.
wild.
It just
Yeah.
talks to you. It's a blender. It talks to you, and you just constantly are thinking about wanting to fuck it. That
Oh,
could also be a
Oh.
thing. That's what I'm like
Uh-oh.
thinking. It was like,
Meg's
do these
gone.
glasses work, or
Oh,
did
she's back.
somebody have like a really hard time during lockdown and COVID, and like the game's just now coming out?
If I walked by somebody's house and happened to see them like holding up a household object and smooching on it, and they were talking to it in between kisses, I would be like, yeah, 911, we have a fucking emergency.
That's you bring up a good point because only the person who's wearing these glasses can see the personifications
Right.
of
And I
the
imagine they
objects.
also are the only one
So,
that can hear the
yeah.
object talking. So if you just like happen to walk by, you'd be like, why is he touching his broom like that? What's going on in there? Did he just call his
Yeah.
broom a bad girl? I'm gonna call the police.
Oh no.
I feel like I would call the police too.
Yeah, I would
What are you
100%. I would
doing with
100%
that
just be like,
couch?
hey, like I don't want to.
JD
I don't
Vance?
want to get anybody in trouble, but it looks
Didn't he
like
fuck a couch? I don't
this
know.
person might be hurting themselves soon if somebody doesn't intervene.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the
Yeah.
thing is like, well, like, did somebody like the game just came out because like they had to produce it, but somebody was just having a really hard time during COVID. I feel like
You're like,
someone was just
man, that air
really, really
conditioning unit.
lonely. They
See,
didn't find like
you
a
would say
COVID hookup.
that, but after looking at the cast, this game took a lot of work.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like that's the thing is like they were like they had a hard time during COVID and they're like, oh, let's make this game, and it just took a long time to get everything out. Like it really put in a lot of effort. You know, they're
I
like,
think they're
well,
just a freak and they had a lot of money. I
You
think
know,
somebody was
I think
just
they're
I think
making a lot of
somebody on
money.
that team was just a little bit freaky and they were given a budget for a video game and they said, "What if you could make out with your bed?"
well, it's funny because the two co-creators are Ray Chase and Robbie Damon. So
That's
this is their
hilarious.
brainchild.
Yeah, that's so funny that Robbie helped make this game.
Yeah. And then just recruited all of his
Yeah, and then he
Dungeons
was
and
just like, "What if
Dragons
I just got all
friends.
my friends to voice furniture that I was romancing in my video game?"
Yeah. What if I just wanted to fuck some furniture and it just happened to sound like my friends?
That's so funny.
Okay, so if we're talking about romance, my first thought was literally, I'm like, what do I love enough that's like an inanimate object that I would be like, let me be in a relationship with this thing. And it was my bed. My bed was my first thought. I don't know if I like that my bed is like, you need to fuck more, bring me some other bitches. I don't know if I liked that. When she said that, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have, like,
Oh.
maybe well, that's the thing. That was their bed. What about my bed? You know what I mean? Like, my
Yeah,
bed,
what would your bed?
my bed's
Take
committed to
this
me, I
BuzzFeed
feel
quiz to
like.
find out what personality your bed would have as a lover.
I'd take it.
You know what else do I got going on? I don't have a
Yeah.
job.
But it's not just furniture that you can romance in this game.
Yeah, I saw somebody
Um,
post a video of like the end cutscene of them romancing a rock.
yeah, the I'm looking through the list here. The geode,
Yeah, and I was just like,
Oh.
I don't know if I
The
have
food?
like the time to invest into this game.
oh, that's okay because I do. So I can I'll report back and tell you what it's like to romance the first aid kit.
They want to play doctor.
Oh no. See, okay, now that you said that, I think I can predict where that like personification of the first aid kit's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just look like a cute little nurse. It's like, let's play doctor. I have no idea what they look like, but I don't know how humanoid they get.
Oh, all the way. It's humans wearing the object inspired outfits.
All right,
So like
Morgan, how
the
many of these entities have you romanced?
I've played the game for I think a grand total of an hour.
Oh, okay.
I'm on day 3. Yeah. So
I just
as I'm
I
looking
just
through
looked it
this
up and I found somebody made a tier list and all of the comments are just like, "Hey, your tier list is wrong and you're stupid." And so I was like, well, I wonder how much Morgan's played. Can we compare Morgan's choices to this tier list? You can date your
Oh.
like ventilation duct.
Yeah, I met the
It's
the
just like
vent
it's just
duct.
a vent that has hands and eyeballs coming out.
Yeah, it's real creepy. It's real creepy. Um
That
I'm looking
sounds
through this
hella unfortunate.
list. You can date the air?
You can apparently date the water in your house.
And you never go outside of your house with
No.
this, because I feel like that would be really uncomfortable. Can you imagine
Yeah.
you're like walking down the street and you just like
Cruising down Main Street.
somebody else's mailbox? You're like, I can fuck that
Like,
mailbox.
hey, yo. My neighbor's garden hose. Let's go.
Wow, my neighbor's garden hose. Every time I walk by, it just keeps saying shit. It's trying to get some. It's so crazy. It's so crazy over there.
Oh
Mm.
no. Mm-mm.
This game appears cursed at first
Yeah.
glance.
Yeah, and
How much
I
is it? There's summer sales on now. I don't
I'd
have a
be
job. I'm not goonerish enough for this stuff, though.
hey now.
Meg, don't you still play Marvel Rivals?
No, I don't. I would like to, but I don't. Kind of fell off there because I got pissed off at it. Okay, and I didn't play it for the gooning. Okay, I played it because it was one game that I was actually good at,
Yeah, that's what
which is
everybody
a
says, I'm
shock.
Yeah,
sure.
it's just Emma Frost just happens to be there.
Listen, I don't even play Emma Frost.
That's fine. I don't play it. I just like to look at her. Hee hee.
See, I'm
She's
not.
just pretty.
Listen. Listen. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. But it's something about I don't like the idea of getting like grabbed by a woman like that. Like that's not for me. So it just doesn't do it for me. I don't want to get grabbed like that.
This feels like a good point for me to mention that I don't know how any of the mechanics work or what she does. What do you mean she
She
grabs?
grabs you by your throat. She like lifts you up. She's like She's
Oh
very
no!
dominant.
Don't let book talk hear that.
I'm just saying, she's aggressive. You know, she picks you up. She like throws you around like a rag doll. It's crazy. Like it's not for me. It's not my personal
That's
preference.
wild.
People really like her for the you know like the dommy mommy vibes, and that's just not.
Yeah.
It's not my vibe.
In theory. In theory, in practice, I like my bones unbroken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
little too extreme.
Yeah.
If she's hot enough, we can work out an understanding.
If she's hot enough, she can pay for my medical bills. It's fine.
Yeah. I will say though, this is Collin who's like, if she's hot enough, I'm going to be a villain. Like
Yeah.
if the
I
villainess is
fully like
bad
because we were
enough.
talking back when we first like all watched Ruby together at the like I think at the end we were just talking about like, oh, what would we do in the Ruby universe? I was like, it depends who gets to me first. If Salem hits me up, then I'm gonna be a villain. But if Winter finds me first, I'm gonna be the best fucking hero this world's ever seen. But yeah, if I saw Salem and she was like, hey, you should help me, I was like, yeah, whatever you say, girl, I got you. What happened? Your husband like tried to kill you? That's crazy. Yeah, I'd never do that to you.
You think I just started looking around thinking about what items I love enough or like utilize enough to have like a romantic relationship with, and the bed was obviously there, and then it was computer, and then I thought, you think that prescription pill bottles, but you
Oh.
get rid of them every month, so probably not.
Yeah, it's just a new
What
partner every
about
month.
the prescriptions themselves?
The pills themselves.
The pills themselves.
Again, it's a consumed thing, so like unless somehow the sentience, but again, Morgan, I don't know if you know this, but I personally, so I am somewhere on the spectrum of like demisexual, right?
Okay, yeah.
So for any people who haven't watched previous episodes where I may have mentioned it, this is where you really only have a physical attraction to something that you have an emotional connection with,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm saying something, and because again we're talking about the personification
We're
of
talking about it,
items.
yeah.
I usually this only presents in women because I'm like a lesbian demisexual, so I only feel romantic attraction or sexual attraction to things that I'm like women that I'm romantically attracted to.
Yeah.
But in this case, I feel like that would be especially difficult with like temporary items. It's also why in the robot fucking episode, which Morgan, I see your face, and I feel like you haven't listened to any of our podcast episodes. Clearly, you respond the way that you like respond to things. It's like, wow, Morgan's been on this podcast a couple times, been on episodes. Don't think that they've listened to a single podcast episode. Certainly not the one that they're in. One or two that they're in.
I would never listen to a podcast episode that I myself am in.
Yeah, it's really it's very difficult to do. I will say that to just hear your voice. I heard my
Yeah.
voice at your house because your roommate put on the Sonic Riders episode of
Yes.
Lara, and I was like and you were like, "No, no, no, this is," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is how you all hear me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is what you guys hear all the time. I'm just hearing it now, but this is what you hear all the time. My bad, guys." But I recognize that that's really difficult, but yeah, there our second episode, it's all about Laura and Colin talking about fucking robots.
I think that was also
Good.
the first episode where I mentioned being willing to let an alien kidnap and probe me.
Really? Do you think
I think it
so?
was the
I
first
thought
time
that
I
was
mentioned it, and then later on I made like a very big point in the middle of the podcast, just be like, I authorize any alien. I'm going to be
mm-hmm.
going for a walk tonight. I give you permission to kidnap me and do whatever you want to me so that I can then come back to the podcast and tell everybody about the experience. And it
Oh,
still
Yes.
great
hasn't
for
happened.
content.
Still hasn't
Still
happened.
Game.
haven't
My
been molested by
condolences.
ghosts
Um
or
Oh,
Colin
aliens.
followed it up with my favorite line,
Oh,
like
Meg's
will be on the t-shirt.
a fleshy.
No, no. I was going to talk about your alien line where you said, "I just want to know, do it grip."
Oh yeah, I want to know.
oh.
As somebody who's played Mass Effect since I was like a teenager, I need to know what the aliens feel like.
Mm.
I need to know what they got going on.
Morgan's giving
There's-
me now. I had to process this ages ago, so I'm
Yeah.
laughing now, but at the time I was just like,
Ooh.
Laura laughed, which I appreciated. Laura's
Mhm.
my hype man whenever I say obscene things, because I do the same thing for her. Meg's always just the one going, "Ooh, what are you guys talking about?" And Laura and I are just like, "Hell yeah!"
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. It's crazy you're saying that. But also, like, it'll get me like crying, laughing, like, just because
Mhm.
it's just so outside of the bounds of how I would think or react to these things. It just makes it so funny to me. But I have a lot of fun with these guys. But yeah, so that's episode 2. Lara was just talking about fucking robots because apparently she read an article that was like,
They're making
"Oh,
like they've
in
made
10
they've made
years."
like advanced sex dolls that can like talk and respond. And so
Oh,
we made the
no.
comparison that like with the events of what happens in Detroit Become Human and how things are already going, it's like you're gonna be able to just purchase somebody to sleep with. And I was like, and then it was either Meg or Lara was just like, but what happens when people start doing that and they stop like actually reproducing? I was like, the government is going to start making robots that collect the samples from the partner, and then there's just going to be a
All test
factory
tube
somewhere
babies.
where every baby for the next generations, they're all just going to be test tubed.
We did for a little bit talk about the implications of like how that is going to affect like potential romantic
Yeah.
relationships and so we had some
And so
serious
yeah, like as we
conversations.
kept talking about it, Meg just kept reiterating, like, I just don't think I'd ever do it. And finally, like, I was just like, all right, Meg, we get it. You're a fleshy. You're not interested in the robots. And Meg was just like, I don't like that you called it that.
Yeah, a fleshy. Like it sounds bad. It sounds like a bad thing that I don't want to fuck a robot, and it's not a bad thing.
It's very bad. You need to be more open minded.
I don't want to fuck a computer because like that was the other thing I thought of. My computer I love a lot. I love my
Meg,
bed.
I have a new
I don't want
game.
to fuck my bed.
Meg,
I
I
don't
have
want
a
to
new
fuck my computer. I
gameplay
don't want to.
series idea. We're gonna play Mass Effect, and I'm gonna change your mind on fucking robots.
I don't know that you can.
I can, I promise. Here, I'll send you
I can,
I'll
I
send you
promise.
There's a
one
will,
fucking
there's a
picture,
way,
and
I
it'll start to
guess.
change your mind.
Listen, you think, but again, can I get emotionally connected to this robot?
This robot is a computer that has all the intelligence of the internet at her fingertips and regularly talks about things that she's trying to understand in the real world. Her name is Edie. She is controlled by your ship's AI, and she wants to learn more about the world, and they gave her Bodon Hunkaroos and a fat ass.
I was just about to say, I don't know what you mean by Bodon Hunkaroos, but at first I thought that meant big old titties, but I don't see any big old titties in that photo. I don't need another photo.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I was just
let me
saying,
get one for
you
you.
said, I said I don't need
That's okay. Yeah,
another
you don't
one.
need it, but you're gonna get one. It's okay. I'm here to help.
Bodon
I am a helper. I mean,
Hunkaroos.
they're not like the fan art
Bodon.
truly gives
Can
her
we
more
just
gratuitous appearance, but for just
we
being a
really did
synthetic
say though,
android, she's still got tits, hips, and an ass.
yeah, she's hella curvy for just being a robot. Unnecessary, completely unnecessary. Um but again, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta get that emotional
Yeah,
connection to be like, I want
we'll
to fuck
play
that.
through the Mass Effect series. She doesn't show up until the third game, but you do, I think, meet her in the second one as your ship's AI. And then in the third one, she hacks into an android and takes over its body and becomes a member of your crew physically.
Hmm. What
Mm.
I guess, Meg, the question would be which of your objects do you think would have the best personality?
Mm. The amount of times that I have injured myself on every object in my bedroom tells me that all of them are assholes. You know what I mean?
Or it's
Oh.
just that you got weak ankles.
Shut the fuck up. How dare you? How fucking dare you? All right.
That one,
I have proven time
shout
and
out my
time
boy Rainbow,
again.
previous guest of the pod. Meg's got weak ankles.
I I've proven time and time again that my ankles are fine. It's my fucking knees that are bad. All right? All right? Also turns out all my joints are kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out you've all been making fun of me because I have a illness. You've actually been making fun of a disability, guys. Enjoy that. Enjoy, you fucking ableist piece of shit. Nick Rainbow is an ableist asshole for telling me I got weak ankles, okay? I got a joint condition. Fuck that guy.
You sound real upset about it.
Anyways, Colin, if you had to pick one of those posters or things hanging on your wall that you would get in a romantic relationship with, not
Dungeons and Daddy's Jezball.
that was fast. That was good.
That's because the
I'm
other one is
impressed.
cats and dogs. The other one's Magic the Gathering symbols, and then I've got a quest board for like just a D&D Kickstarter I backed, and then the one underneath that is all just animals that were made to like be included in D&D campaigns and like creatures. And then I've got the main character of that book. His name is Stibbles. He's a gnome, I believe, that trains all these animals. But yeah, of all the posters on my board, it would be Henry Oak playing Jezball in Dungeons and Daddies.
Gotcha. What about you, Morgan? You got anything on your walls that
I can see one very clear banner that Morgan has on her
Yeah, I
wall.
don't know exactly what that is.
That
I
is
see a
that is
hand.
baby. What is it? Oh
It's
God.
Bibble.
Bibble?
It's Bibble from Barbie Fairytopia.
Yeah.
And I would not date Bibble.
I don't blame you.
No. I think that's a child.
I think
even
so
though
too.
the one time that Bibble was given a human voice, it was like James Earl Jones. Actually terrifying.
But I just googled Bibble Barbie, and it's got like obviously like a bunch of like photos of the character, but there's like a YouTube video thing, and the thumbnail is literally the Bibble character just doing the side eye, and it just got that bitch. Like so anyways, that's what I know of Bibble now. And that Morgan would not in fact fuck Bibble. So Morgan, you
No.
got anything else around you that you're like, you know what, I could date that.
I got a poster of Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald. Solid contender. Solid contender. Um Oh, I got a Gojo poster. Easy. Easy, no contest.
I don't have anything hanging on my walls. I've got stuff in my room that's meant to be hung on my walls.
Yeah, we can count that.
And that is a picture, like a 3 scene photo board, of like a sepia tone, um, wooded road, like a there's just wall art, and then I've got uh, a my friend knew that I went to Paris twice and just got me a bunch of French stuff. And so I've got like a little wireframe Eiffel Tower and like another photo
I mean.
Eiffel Tower board. um but I don't know. I feel like anything like that, like the French don't have a reputation for having great personalities.
True, but no, I was gonna say, but they are hot. But I
I
don't.
just saw a meme earlier where it was
I
like,
get.
why are all European stereotypes true? Because I just asked a French person if I could take a hit of their joint, and they said no. I'm, how do you say it? Selfish. And I was like, what?
I mean, uh, at least they're self-aware.
No, no, but I mean, I met some decent French people when I was traveling. Some nice ones. There's this dude who very kindly helped me when I lost my credit card.
Ooh.
We've gotten really far off topic, but I guess you can only talk so much about fucking inanimate objects. And I will say, Colin, I've looked a couple of times at that little bird orange thing that you've got over your
Oh
shoulder
god.
Oh
and the way
my
that it watches, and I'm just like, is that thing trying to
Wait,
fuck?
where's my finger going? It goes right
It's giving you
right there.
bedroom eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. He's like, "Ooh, we talking about fucking over there?" I don't know. I just keep thinking, I just keep seeing it, and I'm like, it's got a face already. He looks like he's trying to fuck.
I don't remember what his
I'm
name
sorry, I
was.
don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get back on topic. We have not. This is not a podcast episode. There's a large portion of this is getting cut away, so we've got maybe 30 minutes of
Yeah,
content.
that's fine. We can just keep talking for another 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
it's
mean, it's not like it doesn't have to all be about the game. We can use it to segue into the 8,000 dating simulators that have been created.
Did you
true.
see that they have one for Pal World?
Yeah, I sure
Oh,
did.
no.
Criminal. Okay, so it's like one thing. I thought it was one thing that they had like certain characters and shit. I knew that they were goonerish when they had this one pal. I don't remember its name, but I was like, okay, they're a little bit weirdly goonerish because of this thing. But I assumed that it was gonna be something about like they have other human characters that they've put into the game, like NPCs that are human ish. And then but then they're like, no, 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 you're gonna fuck the pals. You're gonna fuck these animals.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm like,
Markiplier did it first, I
That's
guess.
true. He did go do he did do the entire Smash or Pass tier list for the Pokemon.
Truly a
and
god tier video, in
Honestly,
my
but
humble
in
opinion.
dating sims and stuff, he did he was really into that one. I never watched the videos. Honey Pop.
oh, I have
Oh
no
my
idea.
god, Hooney Pop.
So just looking up dating sims,
Cursed.
by the way, in Steam, there's one called Ransomware Dating Sim where you can just date malicious software in your computer. And then there's
Is
like the
it.
stereotypical like anime girl dating sims.
Oh, of course.
Those are boring. And there's kaiju dating sim.
A little bit cooler.
Let's see. What other
Really
funny ones
cooler.
are there?
Trying to fuck Godzilla. Godzilla's a kaiju, right?
There's the Cthulhu dating sim.
I never
There's like
heard of
30 of
Oh.
them.
Yeah, there was.
Godzilla, Mothra. Those are kaiju's, right?
Cthulhu is not technically a
Not Cthulhu.
kaiju. Yeah.
Mothra,
Mothra,
Godzilla.
Godzilla, King Kong.
Those are all kaiju. Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now, but the three-headed lizard dragon.
Mm.
It's
Like
some. It
a
like I have a
Hydra.
buddy that like loves the kaiju, so I used to talk about them all the time, and we haven't hung out in a while, so I'm not as caught up and familiar with the new generations of them either. So, but yeah, there's like 8,000 dating sims. There's the
Yeah.
dad dating sim.
Oh, of course.
Are you a
All of.
dad dating or dating dads?
Yes.
Okay. You're a dad dating dads?
Yes.
Daddy going after daddies.
Everything I know about dating sims comes from
Yeah,
Markiplier.
Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator.
Yep, another one that he played.
Yeah,
One can only hope that he chooses to play Date Everything.
I couldn't remember if it was made by the Game Grumps or if they were just involved with it, but it is in fact a game developed and published by Game Grumps.
when you said that there
Yes.
was like 100 items and that they had a crazy cast, I just assumed that Markiplier voiced something in
God, I
this
wish. I mean,
dating
who
sim
said
thing.
that?
Okay, so thirsty for Markiplier, got it, Morgan.
Yeah, but anyone
He's
with
got such
eyes would be thirsty for Markiplier.
really, really.
I mean, most of the time. Sometimes, ooh, love him. Sometimes, he probably should have showered before streaming. It's fine. The man's busy.
Yeah, busy
My
guy.
my favorite thing about like weird interactions with chat is a streamer who's a VTuber was like eating their dinner and they finished eating and they got back on the mic. They're like, "All right, it's time to game." And somebody goes, you have ketchup on your shirt." And she just goes, "Oh shit, I do. Thanks for telling me." And then suddenly her model like stares at the camera and goes, "Huh?"
I missed the part where you said VTuber,
Yeah.
and I was like, her what stares at the camera?
Yeah, her VTuber. So like they can't see what she actually looks like. So like the
Oh,
joke was
yeah.
like, "How do you know I have ketchup on my shirt?"
Terrifying. I love
That is terrifying.
watching clips of VTubers, specifically when their like models are glitching.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they've got the full body tracking
Yeah.
and like their arm is just like clipping through the side of their head.
This day
Hilarious.
and age, there has to be a VTuber dating sim. That's gotta be real.
There's gotta be.
I see. There's a game called Dating After Becoming a U or dating after becoming a VTuber, but it doesn't seem to be a dating sim.
Oh my god.
It's not a dating sim, but it's dating after becoming a VTuber. Speaking of VTubers, I think that's an interesting thing to do. I heard somebody told me recently that they had gotten an offer that if they because they made something for somebody else or like they gave someone else and then they were like, oh hey, if you ever need help like getting like a VTuber set up, like let me know. It's actually really easy for them, I guess. And
Mm.
they're talking about doing a VTuber setup and stuff. And the person that they had offered it to was like not interested in that. But I was like, yo, give me their name because I know some people might be interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, there I unfortunately, weirdly enough, I don't see just a VTuber dating sim. I assume it's because like in order to do a VTuber dating sim, you have to like get agreed license to use their avatar. And most of the popular VTubers are part of like organizations that are very restrictive on their creators.
No. I got a question. I was just thinking about looking around my room just now, and I'm like, well, what would these things say if they came to life? What would their personalities be like, aside from wanting to fuck them, or like things? Like, I wonder. Like, I've got a thing that I keep a bunch of like pens and pencils and stuff in, but it's also become like a catch all for like you ever have like a thing where like, oh hey, I'm gonna keep this spare straw, like a fast food or like place straw, so that I can have one because I don't need to use it this time for whatever reason. Either they gave you an extra one or some weird shit, or you know what I mean. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
have that kind of thing where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I just got a bunch. So like I've got like a couple of those. I'm like, what would they say? Like just sitting there, like, when the fuck are you gonna use us? Because they've been there for a long time. And I'm just thinking, like, if these things could talk, like, what they would say.
You're like catfishing them. Like, no, I'll get around to it. Yeah. No, I'll use you guys. Don't worry. You're valuable to me.
Right? And then
Just keep waiting.
I'll order takeout, and then another one will get added or some shit. And then they're like, I don't believe, like, eventually they gotta stop believing. Like, they gotta be sitting
Yeah.
there,
They
and
got to
they've
do
all
what's
gotta be
best for themselves and
thinking,
move on.
yeah, they've all gotta be thinking, like, we're never getting used. Especially since like so I'm looking over at where I keep the pencils and stuff, and there's like a couple over there, but I also have a place where I keep so I have like an old from back in my smoking days. I've got this rolling tray that I have, and it's now become my catch all for like napkins, because you never know when you're gonna need napkins, because I'm a messy bitch who spills water and shit, so I keep all these little fast food napkins that I get. But there's also three straws there in a separate pile, and they're my
Waiting
priority
their turn.
straws.
Your
They're my
priority
priority straws.
straws.
No, no. Well, listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't want to contribute to any more waste than I need to. But my biggest vice is I don't drink like soda at home anymore if I can help it. So if I order like food, I'll usually get two drinks because I'm like, it's my little treat because I ordered my takeout. So then I'm like, but I'm not gonna use both straws for one drink. They're the same drink. I got like two root beers.
Oh.
So then I'm like, save the sea turtles. I'm only using one straw. And so then the spare one kind of goes here, right? So I've got like these four extra ones that are my close by ones, and then I've got the fucking four over there that have been sitting there for the last fucking year unused. But there'll come a day when they'll forget to put a straw in the bag one day, and they'll come to use, maybe. But I
Maybe
was just thinking about
theoretically.
like what kind of shit they would say. You know what I have right here in my little rolling tray? Is this thing.
Aww.
Listen to this, by the way, Colin. Listen to how nice, what a little sweetheart Morgan is. Apparently there was a compliments board. Still don't know where that was. I would have written so many nice things. People would have been floored the amount of nice things I would have added to that board. I wish that I had known about it. But apparently somebody wrote, I love the way Meghan tells stories. Right? This little nice little compliment board. Morgan took all the compliments off the board and turned them, got them shrunk down and laminated, and put them on cute little keychains. How cute is that? And it's got a compliment on it. And Morgan did that for all the compliments for people. and handed them out to people.
I wanted people to be able to keep a little piece of TCG with them even after everyone left. And like the real TCG,
So
not,
sweet.
you know,
eBay
the
bitch
yeah, the
shit,
eBay bullshit.
but so sweet.
I just I just remember back when I was in college, there was a college across the street from my campus, and they did mostly like art and like architecture work, and like that was what their main focus was as a college. And so at the end of the year, all the art students would like put on these big like displays to show what they worked on. Their college got out a week before mine, so like after the displays and stuff, like it would just be, the campus would basically be empty except for the students waiting for graduation. But we like got bored one day because our campus, like our college year was ending, but we were also still waiting for graduation to happen. So we were just like walking around their campus because theirs is much more pleasant and enjoyable to look at. And we checked the door because it was like, oh, isn't this where they do like their art displays? And we checked the door and it was unlocked and there was nobody inside. So I was like, well, and we were just like wandering around and we found an art display of this person who made like custom t-shirts. And we found one called Sugar Daddy, and it was a gummy bear in a bondage suit.
Oh,
And there was like a huge like just box full of these shirts, and like they had prices next to it, so like they must have been selling them as part of like the project. And we were just like, and we found like the person's like Instagram or whatever, and so we messaged them and we're like, hey, don't know if you know this, you left a big box of your shirts, we took a couple, how can we pay you for them? And the guy was like, don't worry about it, those were all extras, I made more than enough money from what I did sell like during the show. And we're like, oh dude, thanks.
damn.
And he goes, how did you like get into, and we're like, and we just like, the front door was unlocked. And he goes, I hate this school. But yeah, it was just a gummy bear in a bondage suit. And like by the time I graduated college, like I don't think they had any 2XLs, so I just had a 1XL. And by the time I graduated college, it was just I couldn't fit into it. So I just like cut the sleeves off and turned it into a slutty crop top, and then I lost it
Fuck yeah,
somewhere.
dude. Oh,
I
tragic
was so
ending.
sad.
Gummy bear in a bondage suit. Again, one of our first episodes. I don't know if that one ever made it. Did the gummy bear thing ever come out?
I think it did.
Oh man.
I think the only podcast episode we've lost is the one you
Morgan,
guys
the
did
lore
with
is deep.
Jared.
The lore
Well,
is deep.
was it our first one that we recorded was trashed, wasn't it?
Oh, that I don't
Our,
know. I don't
I
remember that
believe
far
our
back.
first ever recording ended up getting trashed too, because like one of us wasn't. I wasn't recorded. Like my voice wasn't recorded.
Mm,
It was only you guys, and so like none of my shit got in there. So that was back when we
Mm.
tried before we went to OBS, and then that was.
yeah.
And we did the OBS recordings on Discord, and then we found Riverside. And by we, I mean me, because I was desperate for multi-track recording. And the site has pulled through. I don't know what this podcast episode is going to be, guys. I don't know what this is going to look like.
Well, you're gonna be editing it, so it's up to you.
It's going to be, gonna be an interesting thing. What are you up to today, Morgan? You know what? Anybody got a question? Let's wrap this shit up. We can end this here. There's not we don't got
Okay.
anything going on. Anybody got a question?
Question.
I don't have one ready. No. Morgan, come up with a question.
I'm trying,
It's your
man.
duty as a guest.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm thinking real hard. Oh my god. Oh, help. Help.
Let me go see if I've got one stored somewhere.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was just. The only one that I have is something about rolling a dice. It's a video that I shared with myself apparently because I was like, oh, that's a question, but
Okay, I've got a question.
mm,
What is your earliest memory of like a career goal?
like what I wanted, like one of those. What did you want to
Yeah,
be when you got
what was
older?
the first thing that you can remember wanting to be when you grew up?
An archaeologist.
Damn. Okay.
I was in like fourth grade, and I was like, I want to dig up dinosaur bones. And then as I did more research, I was like, that job looks like it fucking sucks.
Yeah. When I was like 4, I really wanted to be a trombone player.
Did you ever learn the trombone at all?
Nope. I joined the orchestra.
I wanted to be a lawyer.
My God.
Yeah. I made a face when you asked because I was like literally the earliest like actual career that I can remember having like wanting to do and being like that's what I'm going to do for a job was literally a lawyer, and that was as far back as like 5th grade.
I was gonna say, like, I'm sure, like, somewhere in the back, like, I have probably like some like
It's
old
like
kindergarten thing where it's like, I want to be a homeless person when I get older or something insane. But like the first actual career I remember talking about was, yeah, it was like fourth or fifth grade, and I was like, I want to be an archaeologist. And then I
at
got to
10
like
years
seven, yeah, then I got
old.
to like seventh grade, and I like looked into it, and I was like, oh, never mind, this job sucks really bad. You just get to
I
go
wanted to
and
be a
you just
lawyer
get to
right up
go
until I
dig
was
holes, but then you might not find anything and
17.
basically make no money aside from what you were paid to go dig the hole and see if there was cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be a trombone player?
Trombone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trombone.
What did you do in the orchestra?
Played violin.
Oh, I want to be a trombone
Yeah.
player. Switch to a much quieter and gentler instrument.
Pretty sure I immediately forgot
I was
about
like, I was like my buddy. He did play the trombone, and I remember I went over to his house one time, and I was like, "Do you practice at home?" And his mom in the living room goes, "No, he does not." And I was like, "Damn."
All right.
Anyways, what are we keeping it, guys?
We're keeping it dateable.
Keep it dateable. You know what? That works.